Hi, my name is Nick. I am a GMAT Math tutor, and I've been helping people with GMAT Math for the last 7 years. Since math is best learned by doing problems, let's go through a GMAT Math problem together so that you can see my approach. I suggest that you pause the video and try this problem on the screen, and I also suggest that you time yourself to see how long it takes you. When you think you've got it, or if you're stumped, resume the video and we'll go through it together. Okay, give it a shot, and then when you're done, resume. Okay, the answer is $1.50 per glass. If you are unable to solve this problem, the first thing I'd like you to think about is, how quickly did I give up? If it was less than 10 minutes, you gave up too quickly. The first and one of the most important things I teach my students is that you have to put in a lot more time per question than you're probably used to. You don't learn math by looking at explanations. You learn math by puzzling through problems. So if you gave up before you spent 10 minutes in this problem, I suggest that you pause the video again and try to go the full 10 minutes. Okay, go for it. Okay. I'm willing to bet that some of you who previously gave up actually solved the problem the second time around. If not, no worries. Let's go through it together. Alright, the second thing I'd like you to think about is, what are the knowns and unknowns of this problem? In other words, what do we know and what do we not know? Let's focus on the information where numbers are involved. So we know that there's two stands, the north side stand and the south side stand. We don't know how much lemon juice is used on the north side stand, and we don't know how much lemon juice is used on the south side stand, but we do know it's the same amount for both. We don't know how much water is used in the north side stand, but we do know that the amount of water used is twice the amount of juice used. And we don't know how much water is used in the south side stand, but we do know that the amount of water used is 3 times the amount of lemon juice used. We do know that the cost per glass on the north side is $2, but we don't know the cost per glass on the south side. We don't know what the revenue is on the north side, and we don't know what the revenue is on the south side, but we do know that it's the same for both. Finally, we do know that all the lemonade that was made on the north side was sold, and all the lemonade that was made on the south side was sold. Now, it turns out that one of the things we don't yet know, the price per glass for lemonade at the south side stand, this right here, what I call cost per glass, is what we're asked to solve. This will always be the case. In other words, one of your unknowns is going to be what you're looking for. And one of the reasons why it's important to write down all your knowns and unknowns before you start is that otherwise you might not really know what you're solving for. Okay, we've listed all the knowns and unknowns in this problem. And the third thing I'd like you to think about is, what is the first grade version of this problem? In other words, how can we make this problem simpler so that it's easier to understand? In my experience, most students make a mistake here. They try to solve the problem right away without first understanding it. They think, oh, this is an overlapping sets question, or a distance rate time question, or a combinations and permutations question, or in this case, a profit and revenue question. And then they try to remember the appropriate formula to plug in. If you're scoring below the 60th percentile, this is the major thing that's holding you back. You're hoping that when you see a question, you'll remember the relevant formula or rule. Unfortunately, however, this is not how the GMAT works. You need to have a deep understanding of certain mathematical concepts, not a superficial knowledge of formulas and rules. One method to help you understand a problem is to do a simpler version of it. You have to think about what's causing the difficulty in the problem, and then you have to remove that difficulty. Sometimes there are too many unknowns that may be the difficulty. Sometimes the difficulty may be that the problem is made up of too many parts. Sometimes the calculations seem like they would take too long to do, and so on. For this particular problem, there's a lot that we don't know. So let's make the question more concrete. We can do this by putting numbers in for some of the unknowns. Let's think. What would be helpful to know here? What would turn this into a first grade problem? Well, it would be helpful if we knew how much lemon juice the stands used each day. let's suppose that each lemonade stand receives 10 glasses of lemon juice each day. So on the north side, they use 10 glasses of lemon juice. This would mean that they use 20 glasses of water because, as we see, the amount of water used is twice the amount of lemon juice used. This would further mean that there would be 30 glasses of lemonade made, because if you have 10 glasses of lemon juice and 20 glasses of water together, that's 30 glasses of liquid or 30 glasses of lemonade. From this we can see that the revenue is $60 on the north side, because if you make 30 glasses of lemonade and it costs $2 per glass when you're selling it, it's $60 of revenue. So since both stands use the same amount of lemon juice, we can say that there were 10 glasses of lemon juice as well on the south side. But on the south side, they used 30 glasses of water, because as we see, water is 3 times juice on the south side. That means the amount of water we use is 3 times the amount of lemon juice used. So total, there are 40 glasses of lemonade made on the south side. 10 glasses of lemon juice plus 30 glasses of water give you 40 glasses of lemonade. Now, we don't know the cost per glass, but we do know the revenue, which is $60, because it's the same as the revenue on the north side. That wasn't one of the givens in the question. So we can from this figure out that the cost per glass, or how much Bob charges per glass on the south side, is $1.50. Because $60, which is the total revenue, divided by 40 glasses of lemonade, brings you to $1.50 per glass of lemonade. This is in fact the answer, $1.50. However, the fourth thing I'd like you to think about now is, can I check the work? We've simplified it, and we've got an answer, but we want to make sure that this is the correct answer always. So what happens if each stand starts with 20 glasses of lemon juice? I suggest that you pause the video now and try it out, because I'm guessing some of you are probably thinking that the answer will double if we double the amount of lemon juice that we start with. So go through the math again, and you'll see that you get $1.50 as your result, and then we'll go through it together to explain why. Okay, so go for it, and then resume the video later. Okay, if you did your math right, you should have seen that the answer still remains $1.50. Let's go through it briefly to see why. So if there's 20 glasses of lemon juice on the north side that are used, that means that there are 40 glasses of water used, because remember, on the north side we use twice as much water as lemon juice. This gives us 60 glasses of lemonade. Since the cost per glass is $2, the revenue on the north side is $120 total, 60 glasses at $2 each. Since both the south side and the north side use the same amount of lemon juice, there's 20 glasses of lemon juice as well used on the south side. This means that there are 60 glasses of water used in the south side, because remember, there's 3 times as much water used in the south side as lemon juice, which gives us a total of 80 glasses of lemonade. The revenue is still $120. That was one of the given. The revenue is the same for both stands. So if you have a total revenue of $120 out of 80 glasses of lemonade, the cost per glass has to be $1.50, because 120 divided by 80 is $1.50. So as you see, we get the same result even if we pick different numbers. If we start with a different set of, a different number for the amount of lemon juice we use. So what you can do here now is you can try another set of numbers if you like, if you're not completely confident in it. But the fifth thing I'd like you to think about now is, can I do this problem with algebra? Testing specific cases, which is what we did in the previous two instances, with starting with 10 glasses and then 20 glasses, is a great way to understand a problem, to make it more concrete, to use actual numbers. But it's sometimes not the fastest way to solve it. Sometimes it is, but it's sometimes not. So when you're studying for the test, you want to also learn the algebraic way to do questions. Algebra is usually faster. Furthermore, learning how to do problems algebraically will help you transfer the skills you learn on one problem to many other problems. So instead of saying that the lemonade stands start out with 10 glasses of lemon juice, let's say they start out with X glasses. So we put a variable, an unknown, in for the thing we didn't know, which is how much lemon juice they started with. So I'd like you now to pause the video and try this on your own. See if you can go through all of the steps that we went through with the numbers, but now with a variable, and see what answer you get. All right, so try it and then resume the video when you're done. Okay, as you see, the answer remains 150. Let's do it together briefly to see why. So if there were X glasses of lemon juice, that means that there were 2 X glasses of water, twice as much water. This is on the north side, which means there was a total of 3 X glasses, or there were a total of 3 X glasses of lemonade. When you add X glasses of lemon juice plus 2 X glasses of water, you get 3 X glasses of lemonade. Since the cost per glass is $2, the total revenue on the north side is $6X of lemonade, of $6X of revenue. Now on the south side, there's also X glasses of lemon juice used, the same amount as on the north side. But there are 3X glasses of water used, because there's 3 times as much water as lemonade, as lemon juice. So that means that there's 4X glasses of lemonade made on the south side. Now the revenue is still $6X. Therefore, the cost per glass is $1.50 because 6X divided by 4X is 1.5. Since the unit is dollars, it's $1.5 or $1.50. As you see, the answer remains $1.50 no matter which way we do it. You've just seen an effective way of doing a problem. Let's break down the approach. First, the problem took a fair amount of time to do, probably more than 10 minutes. We wrote down all we knew and all we didn't know. We solved the problem several times using several different methods. On our first pass, we simplified the question to understand it better. What we did was we tested out specific cases. We tested out numbers. We put them in for the unknowns. But for other questions, you'll be working backwards from the answer choices. Maybe you'll be approximating numbers that seem kind of difficult. Maybe you'll be splitting the problem into several parts. Maybe you're looking for patterns. You'll be doing things to make the problem simpler, all right? Because the goal is first to understand it before you solve it. On our second pass, after we simplified it, after we did it the first time, we did it again, and we checked our work by testing some other numbers out. And then our third pass, we used algebra and looked for more efficient ways to do the question. In general, this is the approach you want to take as you're studying for the GMAT and going through math problems. Doing problems this way will ensure that you understand the material on the GMAT thoroughly, and that you'll be ready for whatever the test throws at you. You won't have just memorized a bunch of rules and formulas that you won't have any idea how to apply on difficult questions. You'll have a more solid grasp of the material, in other words. If you'd like more help with the GMAT, please feel free to contact me. Take care and good luck on the test.